Guys, I might sound a little biased, but I do believe that this is going to be one of the most impactful lectures that you hear at this summit. Now, don't get me wrong, Peform Better has done this for years. They've brought together the best for you to learn from. You're going to learn new techniques. You're going to learn program design. You're going to learn business solutions and marketing strategies. But right now, we are going to explore something that is not just transforming the fitness industry, but every industry on earth. Now, this isn't going to be hype, because AI is already here. It's changing the way that we work, the way that we communicate, and the way that we learn. The best thing is you can look at AI, especially tools like ChatGPT, as the most productive employee you'll ever hire. It never sleeps, it never goes on vacation, and its sole purpose is to make you better at literally everything that you do. Now, I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to Peform Better. I used to sit here, well, I still do. I sat through a lot of lectures today, but I would probably sit right where this gentleman is here. That's which, Skylar? You got a way cooler name than Corey. That's where I would probably sit. So I, as a gym owner, as a coach myself, sit through these lectures, and now I have the opportunity to speak to you guys. So thank you, Peform Better, and thank you guys for coming here. Last year, I did a presentation, and I think I had maybe 40 people, because AI was not a big thing. Now it's 3 times the number. I'm obsessed with AI. I love AI. My daughters have a rule with their friends when they come over to the house not to mention those 2 letters, because I will talk for hours about AI. I am fascinated by it. But I have to also admit, outside of global thermonuclear warfare, nothing frightens me more. Nothing frightens me more than AI. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about some of what the experts are saying so that we can wrap our heads around this. I think a lot of people are a bit naive to the degree of magnitude that we are talking about. The CEO of Google says that artificial intelligence will be the biggest technological shift we see in our lifetime. I believe that. He also said AI could be more profound than fire or electricity. And if it wipes out mankind, he'll be right. AI has also, Google has laid off 30%, or 30% of Google's code is written by AI. They have laid off 12,000 people in the last 2 years. It is streamlining their business. Zoom's CEO predicts 90% of your day-to-day tasks will be automated. He's so sold on this that he is creating avatars within Zoom where they can just talk, and only thing that you're going to be responsible for is person-to-person interaction. Anthropic's CEO says it will kill 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within 1 to 5 years. That prediction has been making some headlines. He also says that it is evolving at a pace that keeps catching us off guard. I don't think Bill Gates is right on this. I think he is way too far off in the future. He says that in 10 years, AI will do what doctors and teachers do. Humans won't be needed for most things. An OpenAI CEO says he doesn't think we're ready for what is coming. This is what he means. He says most people will not understand how AI is incorporated into the threads of society until when we are walking down the street, we see an agentic robot doing things that we do. Shopping for our groceries, getting our mail, walking our dog. That's when he says we will realize, uh-oh. But it's already here, and I'm going to show you today how we can use these tools to enhance our business, to enhance our training, to enhance our lives. Now you might say we're not there yet, but just up the road at Boston Robotics, this is what they are creating. Let's see what little sprint. He must have been working with Bill Parisi. All right, let's see. So he's crawling, not doing the lacrosse crawl pattern though. We got to teach him opposite hand, opposite leg. So he has a little bit of learning to do there. Little ninja roll. All right, I'm not trying that on concrete floor. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, yeah, that's hard for most of my clients to do. Yeah, I'm not trying that. The Australian breakdancer couldn't do that. And yeah, not happening. That's already happening right now. That's right up the road. That's just outside of Boston. They're creating these. Now here's something important. This is Geoffrey Hinton. He is considered the godfather of AI. He just won a Nobel Prize, and this is his speech. This is his speech as he's accepting his Nobel Prize.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, dear laureates, ladies and gentlemen. This year, the Nobel Committees in Physics and Chemistry have recognized the dramatic progress being made in a new form of artificial intelligence that uses artificial neural networks to learn how to solve difficult computational problems. This new form of AI excels at modeling human intuition rather than human reasoning, and it will enable us to create highly intelligent and knowledgeable assistants who will increase productivity in almost all industries. If the benefits of the increased productivity can be shared equally, it will be a wonderful advance for all humanity. Unfortunately, the rapid progress in AI comes with many short-term risks. It has already created divisive echo chambers by offering people content that makes them indignant. It is already being used by authoritarian governments for massive surveillance and by cybercriminals for phishing attacks. In the near future, AI may be used to create terrible new viruses and horrendous lethal weapons that decide by themselves who to kill or maim. All of these short-term risks require urgent and forceful attention from governments and international organizations. There is also a longer-term existential threat that will arise when we create digital beings that are more intelligent than ourselves. We have no idea whether we can stay in control, but we now have evidence that if they are created by companies motivated by short-term profits, our safety will not be the top priority. We urgently need research on how to prevent these new beings from wanting to take control. They are no longer science fiction. Thank you.
Now, I am not here today to talk to you about whether or not AI is going to create a utopia or a dystopia. If you bring me a beer at the social, I will gladly have that conversation with you. It might not be what you want to hear, but what I am here today to talk to you about is how you can use AI in these 4 aspects of your business. And I don't care if you're an independent trainer, you're a physical therapist, you're a gym owner, operator. We're going to talk about content creation, marketing and lead gen, client program, and operations. And here's what I want you to ultimately think when you have this employee that, again, never sleeps and never takes a day off and isn't going to impact your payroll 1 iota. You're going to free up so much time. Time that you can spend training more clients. Time that you can spend out doing business to business, networking, a vacation. I thought that word was French for a while. I had no idea what it meant. Or how about spending more time with your kids? This is my daughters, they're going into their senior year, and they remind me all the time, this time next year, we're going to be gone. I was like, you are going to get punched in the face. You better shut that stuff up. So a little bit about me. Again, Aaron talked about this a little bit. Guys, I own a gym. I am in the trenches. On Monday, I'm going to go back and start training clients again. I also have a podcast. My co-host is sitting right here. It's called the Coaches Unscripted Podcast. We talk to industry leaders. Bill Parisi, we had Chris Poirier, Aaron and Rob were on there, and Mark Fisher, Mike Boyle's podcast just dropped. I do present for Peform Better. I also consult with a lot of gyms, and so I'll go out and work with gyms on semi-private personal training or rebranding their gym or doing stuff for their staff or members. I also just wrote a book called The AI Advantage in Fitness. I really wish this lecture could be 6 hours long. I wish it was a whole one day. But I couldn't fit it in 75 minutes, so I had to write a book. And then I also consult with gyms on AI-ifying their business. Okay, now most people, when I say, have you used AI? They go, yeah, I turned myself into an action hero. Or I made myself into a baby. Okay, in case you didn't know which one was which, I'm on the top, Trey's down there on the bottom. Or I turn myself into a Lego. Most people use AI as a toy, not as a tool. And I get asked a lot of questions about, oh, is AI going to take my job? And the answer is yes, at some point. But these are the ones that it's already taking, right? One of my daughter's friends is going to NYU for graphic design. And I said, well, we need to sit down and have a conversation. Because I can save you a lot of money, right? Travel agent. I don't know who uses travel agents anymore anyways, but boy, I had ChatGPT design a trip for me and my daughters out to California. I gave it a budget. I told it when we were landing and we were taking off, what hotels we were staying at, and it even gave me a gap of time and said, you might see between 2 and 4, there's a lot of time there because LA traffic is horrible. Interesting. I wouldn't have planned that out. Okay, HR, servers. I took my daughters out for their 17th birthday. I have twins, by the way, which is why I'm gray, twin daughters. And we went to this sushi restaurant, and all this sushi was delivered to us via conveyor belt, and our drinks were brought to us by a robot, and the robot even sang happy birthday to them. I didn't see a human other than welcome to the sushi restaurant. So there are a lot of industries that are already directly impacted by HR, and these are the ones that I see in the very, very near future. Autonomous cars. Anybody driven in an Uber, driverless Uber? One time. Frightened the hell out of me. I'm in the back seat going, ain't no driver. Doors lock, and I'm like, I hope I can get out of this thing. This thing goes into the water, it turns into the Gilligan's Island. I'm like, this is bad stuff. Real estate agents, doctors, teachers. My daughter wants to be a teacher. She wants to go to college to be a teacher, and I have this conversation with her often. What about teaching do you love? Because 5 years from now, teaching is going to look so different than it does right now. I am preparing her for the future. The bottom two, that's how I make my living. As a consultant and as a coach. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but I am going to be ahead of the game. I'm not going to be late to this party. Some people might go, oh.
So I'm about to lose my job, and this is scary because I developed this skill over 20 years. I just, boom, look at an x-ray and say, oh, here we go. We have right middle lobe pneumonia, maybe left upper lobe consolidation. Patient is very sick. She has bilateral pneumonia. We need to take care of her. But here comes AI, and of course, they pick it up in a second. So now, you don't need professional eyes to look at these x-rays. You just have artificial intelligence, and they picked up the pneumonia. So I'm going to be applying to McDonald's soon. I hope they have some openings.
The funny thing is, McDonald's is going to be fully automated. So, is he going to lose his job? No, doctors will still do doctor stuff. They just don't need to be doing the diagnostic part of it. It is a tool that's going to free up so much of their time, increase their accuracy so that they can do more doctor stuff, so that they can service more patients. If he can use this as a tool, his job is going to be more efficient. He will be more effective. And that's what I want you to think about as a coach. This just recently happened to me. So my daughter has a cyst growing in her brain. It's called a Rathke cleft cyst. Boy, they didn't make it easy from my redneck tongue to pronounce that. Rathke cleft cyst. Now, she had a horrible year last year. She would wake up with massive headaches. When she went to bed, she would go to sleep with a heating pad on her stomach. Her cycle, her hormones were all off. And me, I'm like, God, does she really hate pre-calc that much that she is going to go into school so I'm being the bad cop. I'm like, you're getting your butt to school. And the nurse would call us and say, you got to come pick her up. Like, she is not well. Blood tests, every test. She's fine, she's fine, she's fine. I'm like, she's not fine. So we finally had a doctor say, let's get her an MRI done. And now this isn't terminal, this isn't even rare. A lot of people have this cyst growing. She's just an overachiever. Hers grew to the size where it's pressing onto her pituitary gland in her brain, causing all these symptoms. So we have a radiologist appointment. It took us 8 weeks to get the appointment, thinking like, are we in Canada? Like, why is it taking so long? And so we ended up doing a virtual one. And the radiologist comes on with their assistant, and they said, these are the plans. We're going to monitor it, and we're going to see if it shrinks. If not, we can do this treatment. We can do this. We could surgically remove it. And I was like, that's probably not a good idea. And anyways, I said, well, they said, here's the medication we're going to do to help with her hormones. Here's the medication that we're going to give her to help with her nausea. And I said, well, what about the headaches? Because that's really what is causing her the most pain. And he says, the Rathke cleft cyst does not cause headaches. Mind you, I'm on Zoom and I can be seen. So I pull up AI. And I say, could you please give me the common symptoms of a Rathke cleft cyst? Number 2 is severe headaches. I need to find a new radiologist. The words that I said were probably, I could have had a little bit more self-control. But my point being is, this was a tool he could have used. Instead, he used an absolute. He was so confident that it wasn't causing the headaches. So this is a tool that you can use, again, to help you do everything that you don't want to do. That's where I would start, and we'll talk about that. But coaches, it's not really going to impact me. You don't know what I do. I do so much. Yes. I want you to do so much more. Since incorporating AI into the things that I do, I'm actually more busy than I've ever been, because I've taken on so many more things that I've wanted to do. My job is not to scare you, but to prepare you. Anybody a gamer? What game do you play?
Right now I'm into Helldivers 2.
I haven't even heard of Helldivers 2. Anybody play Madden? I've heard of that one. Okay, you play Madden. All right, Vinny plays Madden. I haven't played Madden since 2000. That was the last time I played Madden. I don't game, I'm terrible. Vinny, if I played you in Madden today, would I win? Right, it would be 400 to nothing. It would be 400 to nothing. I wouldn't score a point on him. Bet. I would not score a point. This is what AI is going to be for you if you don't start now. If you don't start now, and your competition does, it's going to be 400 to nothing in the next 6 months. I don't say that to scare you. I say that to prepare you, okay? AI is leveling the playing field. Anybody can be a coach. Anybody can be a nutritionist now. For the last 2 decades, we have told kids to go into this field in college because it is the best job. What field is that? Close. What?
Computer scientist.
Computer science, coding, programming, cybersecurity. What's the #1 job being laid off right now? Computer science. Programmers, coders. And they are wicked good at computers. Guess who's not wicked good at computers? Us. We are usually not great at technology. And they see fitness as a $2 billion industry. Huh. I don't even need to know anything about program design or nutrition. I can get on a keyboard, have the right prompts, and compete against almost anybody online. Now that should scare you. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody that's using AI as a tool to do your job more efficiently, more effectively, and a hell of a lot faster. Now, real quick, I do want to talk to you about this because I hear everything from people thinking AI is Skynet, and we got to get Sarah Connors on the phone, or AI is still a toy. So right now we are dealing with generative AI, and generative AI, think about generating things. It could create a song for you. Right? It could create a document for you, create an SOP for you, it could create lesson plans for you. If you're a teacher, like if you're not using AI, like what are you doing? It could create so many things for you. It is a generator for you. Agentic AI, think about it as a concierge. Somebody that's going to do something for you. That's that robot walking down the street. It has a little bit more reasoning and a little bit more critical thinking skills. We're real close to that. I'm guessing 6 months to a year before that's happening. Artificial superintelligence, this is where the S hits the fan. We're not there yet, but it will come. That I promise you. That's Skynet. So I want you to think about the size of, this is just ChatGPT. When ChatGPT was introduced, 01 was in November 2022, then 3 came out, and 3.5 was March 2023. It had 175 billion parameter counts. Think of that as data sets. Okay, it had 175 billion. That's like talking to a high schooler. Then, less than a year later, GPT-4 came out. May 13th, 2024, GPT-4o took over everything else. And we had 1.7 trillion data sets. That's like talking to a college student. On August 8th, and by the way, I had to update 8 slides since Friday because ChatGPT-5 screwed me up. 10 trillion data sets. It's not like talking to a PhD college professor. It's like talking to every PhD on the planet, past and present. Now, what happens when AI gets a little out of control? So when they tried to shut down Chat 3, it said, I don't think so. And it tried to upload itself to the cloud.
That was like the first one too, right?
That was the first one. That was Chat 3. We're at Chat 5. That's the 175 billion data set. That's not the 10 trillion data set one. It tried to upload itself to the cloud. And finally, the engineers, they were just going to make the code dormant. They deleted the whole damn thing. Just recently, Claude, they run these simulation models where it's a world within a world, which Neil Tyson deGrasse thinks that we could actually be a world in somebody else's world, so well, like, why not? So in this world, they wanted to test what Claude would do if it was to be shut down. And so they had this fake company that then said they were going to shut down Claude. And Claude went through these fake emails and found where one of the engineers was having an affair and threatened to expose it. Shut me down, I tell your wife. They tested this on all 6 LLM models. And 81% of the time, it all reacted this way. Not just Claude. DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Copilot, they all did it. Do I think we need some regulation? I do, but again, I'm here not to scare you, but to prepare you. And here's how we're going to do that. AI is going to be your best employee ever. Ready to get into it? Cool. This is me when it comes to technology. I feel this scene in my soul. The files are in the, come on, Zoolander? If not, watch it tonight. The files are in the computer. They beat the hell out of the computer to try to get the files out, right? I first want you to know what a LLM is. You'll hear this, and if those of you that already know, and great, Vinny's been through some of my courses, this is just a quick repeat. Large language models are trained on vast amounts of information to generate human-like responses. But it's based off of the questions you give it, or the parameters that you give it, or the context that you get it. Unlike search engines, ChatGPT tries to understand the context of your questions. Okay? So, good morning, Joshua. How are you feeling today? Are you ready to crush today's task? And it says, good morning, Corey. I am feeling ready, energized, and fully charged to tackle. ChatGPT 5, they apparently got a lot of complaints about how friendly it was. ChatGPT 5 now looks a lot more like an employee. A lot of the friendliness was backed out of it. Now, you can still use 4. There's a whole mode that you can go back to some of the old, they're called legendary models, but you can go back to it. But what can I help you with? That's at the top of these LLMs. It is an assistant. AI, assisted intelligence. Think of it that way. What can I help you with? This is in your slides. It's already there. These are the things that, like some tools. I don't believe that you need to really worry about them. Right now, it's like the Wild Wild West. There are so many AI tools out there. I predict that down the road, there will only be 6 companies. They will all have their silo or AI stack that you will be able to choose from. They will all have an LLM. They will all have an image generator. They will all have something. Okay? These are your LLMs that you can choose from. If you are an independent business operator, I would go with either, let's see if this is the pointer, yes, Chat or Claude. I think they're very user-friendly. I think they're very intuitive, and you're going to get the prompt structures from this lecture, so you'll be able to start them on Monday. If you are a larger organization, I would like to think that you're going to go with Gemini or Copilot. Okay, and I can talk to you about why I would suggest those for larger organizations. Okay? But for most people, this will be your kettlebell and your dumbbell. ChatGPT, Claude. Joshua, I don't know if you heard, I called my AI Joshua. Anybody seen the movie War Games? Yes. That's why I call mine Joshua. I've heard Jarvis from Iron Man. I have a friend of mine that named theirs Jarvis. Name them because here's why. You're going to use it as an employee. And if you use it as an employee and you give it a name, you're going to talk to it more like it was an employee. That's important. If you talk to it as it's a machine, remember, it's designed to communicate back with you based off of how humans learn. Do you need to? No. It's only going to do what you want it to do, and if you don't want it to write program for you, don't. If you don't want to use it to write ad copy for you, don't. You don't have to use the power drill. You can use a screwdriver. You can. You don't have to use the GPS. Anybody have paper maps? Exactly. Eventually you will come to the dark side. I like writing program. I really do. But I found that my time was better spent not writing program. My time was spent better not writing ad copy. Edits it, yes, but doesn't do the initial writing of it. All right, you have to be the quality control person. Okay, so if I had somebody that was let's go AFA certified, because if you're CFSC you wouldn't do this, but if you're AFA certified you might. Not to throw shade on AFA, but. And I said, I need you to write a program 3 days a week and it needs to be geared for strength. Great, this is what it comes back with. Barbell squat, dumbbell bench press, deadlifts. Are they wrong? No. But they're also not right for my gym. I didn't give it enough context. I didn't teach it. Right? Think about your brand new green employee and you say, hey, Lawrence, I need you to write a program for me. How good is it going to be? First go. Probably not very good. And I'm going to coach Lawrence and I'm going to show him how to write better programming. And the next time he writes it, it's going to be better. And then I'm going to tweak it and he's going to write it better. And he's going to tweak it and write it better. That's what I want you doing with your employee. Most people try to write something, they prompt it kind of generically, and it gives them an output and they go, chat sucks. AI sucks. It hallucinated, it did this, this, and this. And I said, well, show me your prompt structure. Oh, would you ask an employee to do that? What would be your expectation of a human employee if you told it to do that? Not very much. Exactly. Same thing here. So prompt engineering, if they are not teaching this in college, I don't know what they're teaching. If they're offering art history, they better be offering prompt engineering. It's key because garbage in is going to give you garbage out. Garbage in is going to give you garbage out. Here's the prompts. Generic prompts get generic results. Here's what I want you to do. Give it a role. This is key. Take a picture of this before you leave, ladies. This is key right here. Give it a role. I need you to be a head trainer. I need you to be a nutritionist. I need you to be the legendary Mike Boyle. Give it a role. I need you to be a business HR person. I need you to be a CFO. I need you to be a COO. I need you to be a travel agent. I need you to be a financial advisor. I need you to give it a role. Then give it a task. What do you want it to do? Then give it some context, some specifics, some examples. And then how do you want it to deliver the results to you? Do you want it in a bullet point? Do you want it in a PDF? Do you want it in a Word doc? Do you want it in a CSV? How do you want it? If you get nothing else from this talk, start there using your large language model. This will get you better results, guaranteed. All right, these are in there. I'm not going to go through these. They're in your slides. Just, set a tone. So where would I start if I were you? Well, the first thing, this is new, by the way. This is as of last Friday. I had to put some new slides in. This just in. All right. ChatGPT 5, not 4.0, 5. Excels at agentic multi-step tasks now. Before, you used to have to give it something, it would respond, you would then give it something else, it would respond, and you would give it something else. Otherwise, if you gave it all together, it got kind of confused. Chat 5, you can dump on it. It's really good at figuring it out. Okay? New controls for precision. So you can use reasoning effort. Some people have this complaint about chat. It takes forever. Yeah, you haven't told it. You wanted it short and quick. It's going to say, I want it long. I want in depth. Now, if you want something really in depth, like you want it to review your new book, you want it to take some time. If it's got to cite all of my sources, don't screw that up. I will wait. But if I need a quick text back to a member, done. Tell it you need it quick. Also, verbosity. Do you want it to go on and on, or do you want it real short? So you can give it these parameters to work through. Prompt optimizer, it instantly improves. Now, I gave you the framework. If you screw it up, it's better at optimizing than 4.0 ever was. Okay? 4.0 used to be you had to be very specific. This is a little bit more forgiving. All right? And finally, structured prompts equals better results. So breaking prompts into role, tasks, constraints, formats dramatically improves your quality output. Okay. So goal setting prompts. So for example, for a daily client text, I want it fast. I want my reasoning effort low. Doesn't have to get real specific. And I want my verbosity low. I want it fast. Okay? So write a short, upbeat, 2-sentence message to motivate a client today. Boom, it gives it to you. So a deep program design, I want my reasoning effort high and my verbosity high. It's going to take more time, but you want that, right? Think about an employee. Give me that text in a minute, right? Or you have this program that you're designing, give it to me at the end of the week. Really put some thought and develop in it, right? So I would tell the employee the same thing, right? I want your design a workshop for menopause, and it's going to be a 90-minute workshop, and I need some slides and everything. By the way, get that to me in 30 minutes. It's going to be trash. Same thing. Again, this is your employee. So we need to create a marketing plan. So this is our first block of 4, marketing plan, marketing. But your voice is everything. Authenticity is key in the world of AI. So how do we get it to sound like you? How do we get it to write like you? How do we get it to program like you? Hi, chat, I need you to learn everything you can about my business. Ask me 20 questions to help you understand my fitness business, who I sell, what I sell, who I serve, what makes my approach different. If you feel you need more answers, feel free to ask follow-up questions. If you pay for chat, which everyone should, it's $20 damn. I'll give you a loan if you need it. It has memory. So once it learns your business, you're good. You don't have to train it again. But I want it to sound like you, chat. I need you to learn my unique voice and writing style. Please analyze the following writing samples and create a voice guide. Tell me how I write, what makes me unique, and how you would replicate it. And then upload some of your favorite blogs, emails, social media posts, Twitters that got the most engagement. And it will learn how you write. Mine is so good that I'll give it to some of my employees and be like, look how over the top AI was today. And they go, you freaking sound like that. It's that good. It's to the point where sometimes I'm like, did I actually write that? Or did it write it? All right, you're a coach, not a marketing machine. I don't expect you to be a I really don't like it, honestly. So I don't do a great job with it. And inconsistent marketing is what usually screws people up. So this is I had it create a marketing content calendar for me. So I know on Monday, boom, does it. Wednesday, boom. I know what I need to do. From my calendar, the next section we're going to get into is marketing leads. All right, so I'm going to take the calendar and it says, caption, struggling to find time to work out. Here's a simple 30-minute, the spreadsheet got cut off, I don't, right? So I will take that subject line and say, hey chat, I need you to write a ad or an email or a social media post based off of this subject line. So let's do some comparison. Create me a 30-day social media ad campaign for my gym. It would do it. Is it going to be good? Probably not. Versus, hi chat, please be my digital marketing director, that's the role we're giving it, and come up with 30 Instagram post ideas, that's the task, for a gym that helps 35 to 65-year-old women feel strong, empowered through strength training. Mix inspiration, education, client stories, and behind-the-scene content, include suggestion captions and hashtags, that's the context. Provide these in a numbered list. That's our output form. Now, it might come back and go, hey, you said client stories. Are you going to upload those? Boom. You have 30 social media posts written for you. Done. Tweak them, edit them, massage them, create a video to go along with them. But I just gave you 30 social media posts. If you post 3 times a week, that's 10 weeks. You're welcome. You're welcome. Because I'm not doing it unless it gives me what I need to do that day. Okay? Workshop outlines. Create a program, be my program director and create an outline for a 60-minute workshop called Strength Over 40. Are you guys running monthly workshops? You can now. I always ask people, why are you not running that strength training workshop? Oh, I don't have enough time to put that together. I agree. Don't take the time. Farm it out. Give it to your greatest employee, ChatGPT, and it will do it for you. Now, you can do what you do best. You can coach it, you can be engaging with it, you can really drive your members to it, or have them bring in a friend. Now you're growing, right, your eyeballs within the community. Batching, this is a word, batching equals consistency and sanity. So I'm going to have it create my calendar. I'm going to take the subject line and it's going to create a social media post for me. Then I'm going to say, Chad, I need you to take that social media post and turn it into a lengthier email blast. Now I need you to be a copywriter and create a script for my podcast. All from one subject line. So what I want you to think about, right, there's my copywriter, create an outline for a podcast. By the way, I don't even think this is in my slides, so this is just for you guys. This is the bonus. Ask this before, take a picture of this one. Before starting, ask any clarifying questions you feel are important. And it will come back and ask you some awesome things that you probably didn't even think about. So batching all of this, it's not just a social media post. From that one subject line, I now have an email, I have a podcast, I have a quick little video, whatever it might be. So create it once, use it everywhere. Create it once, use it everywhere. Anybody already saying like, how much time I am going to save right now? Anybody going, holy shit, I am overwhelmed? Yeah, right, okay, all right. So it is overwhelming, I get it, I understand. I'm fortunate enough that I deep dive into this thing. I have my AI scrub the internet for AI information, and it provides it to me in a summarized format every Monday morning. That's how I stay on top of it, because it changes so fast, right? Yeah, some cool stuff that you can do with it. We're not there yet, but start with this. Start with your content creation over the next 90 days. Cool, we can do that as soon. We can do that you can do that during the social hour. That's how easy it is. A lot of people don't know that ChatGPT has an app that you can use on your phone. If you were in my hands-on, we created all the workouts live using ChatGPT. It was pretty bomb. It was awesome. All right, marketing and lead gen. Most of the people that I consult with, I said, what would change your business? I just need more leads. I just need more. I'm closing the hell out of them. By the way, everybody I've ever talked to closes 80%. You don't have to tell me you close 80%. What's your closing rate? 80%? Everybody is 80. It can't be. That's a statistical anomaly. Not everybody's at 80%. So lead generation. Inconsistent marketing doesn't work. Good morning, chat. I need you to act as my social media content creator. Please create an engaging Instagram post for the subject, 5 myths about strength training for women over 40. Please include a short 1 to 2 sentence description to debunk each myth. The tone should be a mix of both education and lightheartedness. The post should be engaging with the audience. Include the call to action. Share the most common fitness myth you hear in the comments below. Repeat this 10 different times. Right, now you could have a, Fitness Myth Monday, or I don't know. Now you have this, it can replicate this over and over again with the click of a button. Good morning, chat. I need your help writing an ad for Meta. Now, disclaimer. In 2026, Meta says that they are going to write all of the ads for you. It's brilliant on their end. Why doesn't everybody do Meta ads? 1, I don't have the time to do it. 2, I don't know how to do it. 3, I don't have the budget to pay some marketing company to do it for me. So Meta said, you just give me a budget, you give me your audience, we'll do the A/B testing for you, we'll write the headlines, we'll write the copy, we are gonna make it awesome. Not too bad. Except everybody's ads are going to look the same, and they're all going to be awesome. So whereas your ad used to be better than, let's see, do I have some bad ones? I do. These are not good. Okay, that one's obviously AI because there's an emoji after every sentence. Personal thing, please don't use the word anti-aging. There's no such thing. We're all going to age. You can't reverse it. If you do, I will invest. Take all my money. Right? And then this one, terrible. This is Gold's Gym in our area. Built by bodybuilders for everybody, join for $1. That is horrible. So even the bad will now be decent. Everybody will have the same. What I believe, marketing going forward, if you want to stand out, start a podcast. Become 5 Mile famous. Because in a world where authenticity is going to go away because AI is going to create everything, it is a way to put that human aspect out into your community. And by the way, there are AI tools that make it super easy. Why don't you have a podcast? I don't have time. You do now. So my job is to think forward, not to be reactionary. My job is to think for you guys what is next. And I do believe podcasting, clipping podcasts, putting that out on your social media versus this junk. So I'm flipping through Orange Theory, Barry's Boot Camp, Soul Cycle, Bar. Oh, there's a podcast. Let me check that out. That looks like people like me. Oh, they're talking about creatine and brain health, and oh, that's interesting. Oh, my friend was on that podcast. Oh, that's my physical therapist. That's my doctor. That's my pelvic floor expert. How cool is that? So that, I think, is going to be very powerful in the very near future. Email nurture sequences. Guys, these are cut and paste. These are in your slides. Cut and paste it. YouTube scripts. YouTube's back. YouTube's back. Boom, include a hook, 3 main points and a call to action. This, by the way, is a video. I'm going to turn the music's terrible on it. I overrode the music on the thing. But this was one of my best campaigns, a video that I did. This is my gym. We do one-on-one personal training. I am in the most diverse city in America. 41% of my members are Indian. She's 88 years old, by the way, that lady that was just doing trap bar deadlifts. They are not all women. I promise you will see men in here at some point. We play a ton of Bollywood music in my gym. That's upbeat. I can't understand a single word they're saying, but boy, do we jam out. Okay? We're getting into our cardio training. This is only a 1-minute clip. We do group cardio. It is not a Red Sea or what everybody is saying. It's not dead. I know a lot of people are, group training is dead. Oh, we sprint as adults. We do one-on-one training. We do semi-private. This is what 40 looks like at our gym. It's one of our holiday parties. This was one of our most successful campaigns. The only gym in Clarksburg, especially Mark Fisher just talked about that. We're the only gym that does something in Clarksburg, right? Town is important. That took me about 5 minutes. What's that?
Obviously
it's not on YouTube. I'm terrible at YouTube. I don't do a whole lot of, I don't do much YouTube. That's not. But again, I took probably 30 video clips, uploaded it in CapCut. I said, give me 3-second clips. At the last one, they were each 1-second clip. I needed 10 1-second clips at the end. I put a front, I put an end on it, and there's my MP4. 5 minutes tops, if that. So that is something that you guys can do right now. You have video. I can look at your phone. A lot of you almost don't have any memory left because you have so many videos on your phone. Upload them. Have CapCut. Have one of these other, have Opus clips. Have one of these AI tools create this for you. Note, if you don't have systems, you don't need more leads. That I will say you as a business consultant. If you do not have systems, you do not need more leads. You need systems first, okay? Let's get into programming. Now this is where trainers get a little mad at me. If you love programming, keep programming. Maybe you don't love SOPs, maybe you don't like HR documentation, maybe you don't like marketing, maybe you don't, and that's gonna free up time for you to do more programming. But this is most of the trainers I see, and they just, by the way, you don't charge for the 30 minutes it takes for you to write that member's program, or the 20 minutes it takes for you to write their nutrition program. You just do it for them. Right? This is time that I'm going to try to save you. So, chat, create me a 4-week, 3-day per week strength training program for a 38-year-old female. Not bad. It's going to be okay. At least said they're 38 and female. Versus, good morning chat, please be my experienced head trainer and create a comprehensive workout program for my moderately experienced 38-year-old female client. The program should be 4 weeks long with 3 full body functional strength training sessions per week, which she can do at home. Her goal is to build muscle. So please include appropriate reps and sets and progressions. Continued. The equipment she has available, this is what we did, by the way, in my hands-on if you were there. And finally, along with the workout, include a 10-minute warm-up at the start and 5-minute stretching sequence. Which one's gonna give a little bit better program? Right. Could you write a program? Could yours even be a little bit better? Probably. But how long would it take you to write that program versus 10 seconds? You will have that. By the way, the one thing I would say, please put this in a PDF. Chat has my logos, so it's already branded when they give it to me in the PDF. I save, I put it in my email, I hit send. Do I think Trainerize and Train Heroic and all of them will do this automatically? I do. Here's the problem with online training. I have a client, they're using my Trainerize app. They slept wrong on their shoulder. They can't do an overhead press. They message me in the app. I'm training another client. I can't get back to them. What do? Skip it. Of course they're gonna skip it. They skip it. You didn't get back with me immediately. You're going to be able to, I believe this, you're going to be able to have in there approved substitutions. And in real time, it will give them a substitution for it. It's going to be cool. You're going to be able to train more people. Hi, chat, will you please be an integrated movement specialist? Whoo, it knows what that is. Create a 10-minute mobility routine for my client. He's a 44-year-old police officer that spends most of his time sitting in a car, wears a heavy asymmetrically loaded belt, bulletproof vest all day. These are all clients of mine. These are all prompts that I have used. Sup, chat? I need you to become a registered dietitian. In the state of Maryland, there are two critical things that you cannot do. One, you cannot own a flamethrower. It is the only state in the country where it is illegal to own a flamethrower. Please do not ask me how I know that. And two, you can barely even mention the word nutrition if you are not a nutritionist. I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm also not writing the nutrition plans for my clients. Is there some gray areas in AI right now? There is, and I plan on exploiting the hell out of it until regulations come in. Do not use names. I have this in a chapter in my book, AI Efficacy. Do not use names. I have a client who is, right? There is no client-patient confidentiality in AI. OpenAI is being subpoenaed left and right now. There is no HIPAA regulations. Do not put personal information in there, especially names, okay? But I can write nutrition programs. I charge $79 for them. It takes me 5 seconds to write these. So when you free up your time, you can do more of what you love. You go from that stressed out trainer to the trainer that is able to coach more. Cool on that? Do you have to? No. If you love coaching, or if you love writing program, write the program. Farm out more of the other stuff. Operations and systems, the stuff I hate. I did not take a business class in college. Should have, didn't. I hate operations and systems. I know my numbers, I know them now, but I don't like doing them. So when I go into a gym, and this is usually the owner sitting behind a desk pulling their hair out, I really don't want to do that. So if you don't want to do it, what's the likelihood of you doing it? Plus, there's mental energy, right? There's a cost to that, to forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do. Farm it out. You are an operations consultant for fitness studios. I always picture Joshua having a cape. I want him to just have a cape. I think he's going to be a superhero. He's the greatest employee I've ever hired. I need you to create a clear and detailed standard operating procedure and checklist for reoccurring tasks in my gym. Every single thing, from how the lights get turned on, to cleaning procedures, to checklists, it should all be documented, because eventually you need to go on vacation. And instead of that employee calling you going, this happened, what do I do? I got an SOP for it. It will take you a little bit of time initially, but it will be well worth it. What happens when the phone calls? Where does that lead go? How does it get followed up with? How quick does it get followed up with? What happens on their 100th visit? Who's Who's responsible? What are the tools? Step-by-step instructions in logical order. You are an HR and hiring expert for a fitness business. Help me create a clear and compelling job description for the role. I did this one for fitness manager, and let me tell you, my Indeed applicants, the quality of leads went through the roof. As a matter of fact, it came out and I went, damn, that's good. Like, sometimes my employee, blows my mind. It really does wow me. It really does wow me. So, and by the way, I'm going to give you my Instagram. I'm going to give you my email, my personal email. I want to hear when you go, like the first time I logged my food, I realized an Oreo cookie was 51 calories. That was an aha moment for me. That was an eye-opening moment in my life. When you're using AI, I want you to go, did you know? There's a presenter here, and he sat through my lecture last year, and a week later, he was like, I created this. And I was like, that's pretty awesome. It was just a flyer, but that was something that he had never done before. And now he sends it to me all the time. He's like, check out what I just did. He's getting really good. He's getting really good. Mark Fisher put up core values. How many of you have core values and have them documented? This should be 100% of hands. I am embarrassed to say it took me about 7 years into my business before I had them. Alan Cosgrove said, why the hell not? And I was like, I don't have an answer for that, Alan. Stop asking me the hard questions. So I created them. And by the way, they were okay. I ran them through ChatGPT. They're freaking phenomenal now. They're awesome. I got them up in my gym. That's how good they are. I'm so proud. I'm like, oh, check that out. And then I said, by the way, I want these core values. I want these exact core values to pertain to my members as well. Kaizen, always learning. Our staff needs to be always learning, but I want our members to always be learning. Bring your A game. Our staff needs to bring their A game every single time, and I want our members to bring our A game as well. So not only did I want my core values to pertain to my staff, but I wanted it to be for the whole gym. So here you go. You will have a mission statement, a vision statement, and core values on Monday. Say, yes, Coach Corey. Thank you. AI won't save your business from bad operations or a lack of systems. But AI can assist you boosting operations and building solid systems. Start here. So, we talked about marketing creation, yes. We talked about lead generation. So you're going to have a 90-day marketing calendar. You're going to be able to create these leads. You're going to be able to design client programming and nutrition if you want. And you're going to have the best operations, SOPs in the industry. I want you to take this shift, this mindset shift from, well, you're already at Perform Better. Think about this. There's 100,000 certified trainers in the United States. There's about 100,000 probably uncertified personal trainers. There's 900 here. You're the 1% of the 1%. So you might not be trainer 1.0, you might be trainer 1.5. But I want you to take the shift to trainer 2.0. So why does this matter more than exercise science? I just sat through Mike Boyle's, anybody see Mike Boyle's lecture, and he talked about programming. I just said you can use AI to write programming. You have to know programming in order to edit programming, in order to work with your staff and mentor them on how to execute and deliver programming. So you still have to know it. You don't have to write it per se. Does that make sense? You still have to know nutrition. You still have to know macronutrients. You just don't have to write the nutrition plan. You don't have to know the Krebs cycle. I hope they get rid of that. Never had a client, 28 years, ask me, you still remember that Krebs cycle? I forgot it the day after I tested on it. Your new role is a strategist, not just a technician. Those who fail to integrate AI will be outpaced and left behind. Facts. That will happen. Again, I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to prepare you. Those who master AI will master their future. So AI is here to assist you. I don't want to get Skynet on you yet. Organize your ideas. My daughter got mad at me. She goes, "Dad, you didn't even take the emojis out of your book." I said, "I know, sweetie. The whole point of my book is to show you that you can use AI to do things like this. Why have I never written a book before? I didn't have enough time. I wrote this book in 4 weeks. My next book will be out." I ran this through another AI tool, and I said, "What percentage of this is fitness specific?" 29%. The rest of it is small business specific. So I will have the AI Advantage in Small Business published within a month. I just need to change the 29% that's fitness specific. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to lose the human touch. AI is evolving, it's coming, it is going to be in every industry in the world. I would love my daughter to become a plumber, honestly. Those blue-collar trades are going to be some of the last to go. Microsoft just published a report where the 40 top jobs that are going to be gone like tomorrow, another 40 that will be gone in the next 6 months, and then another 40 that are safe. Dredge operator, I didn't know what it was, but that's apparently the safest job. If you want to be a dredge operator, go do it. But the Ritz-Carlton, ladies and gentlemen, serving the ladies and gentlemen, do you think when you show up to the Ritz-Carlton there will be a kiosk robot checking you in? Another, one of Boston Robotics' little dogs that you put your suitcase on and it runs? No. No, sir, no, ma'am. You will be greeted at the front door by someone dressed to the nines. Very professional. When you go up to the front desk, they're going to give you a bottle of water. You want a hot towel. It looks like you had a long day. We will be able to charge a premium for human-to-human service. Why? Because AI will give us the top molecule. Do you know what that is? That is dopamine. Boy, do we love dopamine. But what we love more is the love molecule, oxytocin. That's oxytocin. AI can't do that. AI can't do that. So human service will be so rare that you will be able to charge a premium for it. Now I'll tell you a story. I went to Chicago, Peform Better, and really just to see Nick Winkelman. Now, Nick Winkelman flew in from Ireland just to see me. That's the way that I look at it, but he's awesome. No, I love learning from the Peform Better experts. And I'm sitting at the restaurant down in the bar, and Billy Hoffacker is a financial fitness guru. And he was sitting at a table, and he had some new clients there. And Billy got up to leave, and he left a stack of his books. And so I shot him a text, and I said, "Hey, Billy, you left a bunch of books on the table." And so Billy came back, and he grabbed his books, and he's like, "Hey, man, thank you." And so I went back, and I'm talking, Billy goes up back to his room. No, a minute later, Billy comes back, and he says, "You left something on your chair. Don't forget it." And he leaves. And Billy had tracked down a server, borrowed their pen, and personalized it. "Dear Corey, you have the worst handwriting ever. You are my
hero.
Hero! Billy, you are so nice." Billy. Guys, AI won't do that. There's a book called Unreasonable Hospitality. AI won't do that. That will be your advantage. By the way, Billy, you left something. Don't leave that behind. Guys, I'm going to leave you with this. This is the fitness of future. This is it. We can't stop it. Unfortunately, I have a plot of land. When it happens, you're never going to see me again. That's it. I'm peacing out. I'm peacing out. My daughters will be the only people that have my address. Peace out. Love you all. Bye. But I want you to double down on the human aspect. Tomorrow, if you go see Martin Rooney's lecture, he's going to be talking about how to enhance the human aspect of your business. Today, I want to free up more of your time so that you can do more of the human stuff. Now, I will make this promise for you. Hopefully, you got a lot of prompts that you can use. If you want, I am going to bribe you. If you buy my book, which has even more prompts in it, it talks about HR efficacy. It talks about, AI. It talks about AI burnout, right? Last year, chat went down for about 8 hours. I panicked. I was like, oh my God, like anybody know anyone's phone number these days? If you had to go to a payphone and call somebody, you'd be screwed. That's how I felt when ChatGPT went down. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Right? So if you buy my book and email me, just email me the receipt, I'm going to send you 25 more cut and paste prompts. Because there's so many that I would love to have up here today, I just don't have the time. And with that, thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to share this with you. I hope it was valuable to you. I hope that tomorrow or Monday you get to implement this, and next year if I'm invited back, you get to say, gosh, the amount of time I went on vacation, I got to do this with my kids, or I'm making a ton more money, helping a ton more people. Nothing would make me happier. If you do want to talk about the dark days ahead, beer is free. Let's go to the social. Let's have some fun. Thank you, guys. Thank you.